Okay, welcome to another edition of Fantasy Dreams. Today we're going to Detroit, Michigan, and we're actually going to Bloomfield Hills, I believe is the name. We're zoomed in here on Michigan. So it looks like a big mitten, okay? And just so you know, let's back up a little bit. So this is also Michigan right here. This line right here, as crazy as it may seem, this is what's referred to as the UP, which stands for the Upper Peninsula. That's the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So it's surrounded by three of the Great Lakes: Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, and Lake Huron. So, and this, I'm going to back out even further. This is the province of Ontario, Canada. This huge thing. It's about twice the size of Texas. And we're going to zoom back in here. When I do research for these things, I try to get as much information as I can just to make it interesting. And so I rely a lot on Wikipedia, but here I'm going to show you the problem with Wikipedia that I find frequently. I don't know if it's necessarily true of other countries, but I find when you look, especially not so much the countries, but when you look at cities, states, but more frequently cities, there tends to be a lot of over the top, I don't know if you call it braggadocio or just exaggeration. And it's a lot of times, and I'm going to give you a classic example here. So here we have a Wikipedia page for Detroit. So I'm sitting here reading the page. So I get to this part right here. Detroit and its neighboring Canadian city, Windsor, are connected through a tunnel in the Ambassador Bridge, the busiest international crossing in North America. And right there, I'm thinking, no way. That can't be. So I go to this page right here, San Ysidro, San Diego, and come down here. San Ysidro is home to the fourth busiest land border crossing in the world, where U.S. Interstate 5 crosses into Mexico at Tijuana. It is the busiest border crossing in the United States and the busiest in the Western Hemisphere, according to the U.S. government. Okay, so, but let's, who's right? Well, let's take a look. So let's zoom in on that border crossing, first of all, in Detroit, the Ambassador Bridge. Okay, so now we have a top-down view of the border crossing. This is traffic that's coming into the United States from Windsor, Ontario. Let's count the lanes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lanes. Okay? Now, let's go to San Ysidro border crossing. All right, so what do you see there? And I've crossed this border many times. I used to live in San Diego. There's 20 lanes. 20 lanes. Okay. So I think that when you look at Wikipedia, you have to be on guard for a lot of exaggeration, because clearly that border crossing is not the busiest in the United States. So we're going to Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. So let's head back to the Detroit area, and you're going to see Bloomfield Hills is in the northern part of Detroit. Today's real estate site is going to be Zillow, and we're going to be talking about mansions, and I really like this article, and I'm going to include it in the show notes. I wanted to know what's the difference between a mansion and a house, because a lot of, especially in bigger cities, you're going to see the word, like in Paris, for example. I was looking at some properties that they were describing as mansions, and a lot of them here, those would be called houses. So if I scroll down, this is a great little article. It's written by Brittany Robinson. What is a single family home versus a multi-family home? What is a duplex versus a twin home? What is a townhome versus a row home? What is a manufactured home versus a prefab? This is a great article. What is a mobile home versus a motor home or RV? What is a houseboat versus floating home? And, tiny house versus tiny home. And here we have what is a mansion versus a McMansion. A mansion is a very large house, somewhere between 5,000 and 8,000 square feet. But the specifics of what qualifies vary based on opinion and location. A mansion in Manhattan might be 3,000 square feet, while a house in Atlanta would need to be much bigger to qualify. A mansion is also defined by luxury: tennis courts, large open foyers, grand staircases, crystal chandeliers. A McMansion, and I never knew there was such thing, but a McMansion is big too, but that's not what makes it different from a mansion. A McMansion is generally used to describe homes with few unique characteristics. Their cookie cutter design is usually between 3,000 and 5,000 square feet. So I thought that was a great description. So it depends on where you're at, what is a mansion, and also how it's made. So our first house here in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, is going for approximately $5.5 million. It's 4 bedrooms, 13 baths, about 7,000 square feet. It was built in 2004. In the description, we read that there's custom metal staircases, antique doors, leather floors. I don't know what they mean by that. Maybe we'll see it as we take the virtual tour. And fabric-clad walls. It features Christopher Peacock kitchen and pantry. Again, I didn't know what that meant. So here we go. This is the website for Christopher Peacock, and apparently it's a designer, named after a designer. And it's not just kitchens that they do, but it's also baths and dressing rooms. So I'll try to remember to feature this website in the show notes. And finishing in the description, it's manor style architecture, which you can see here. And the house has reclaimed cobblestone pavers. So let's start this first house in Fantasy Dreams and our Fantasy Dream Homes virtual tour. Well, I'm anxious to hear what you thought of that house. I have to tell you, for $5.5 million, I didn't see the value in it. I love the outdoor landscaping, and I thought the master bedroom closet, the walk-in closet, was huge. It's the biggest one I've seen so far on Fantasy Dream Homes. But besides those characteristics, the rest of the house looked plain. The furniture was plain. The decor was plain. Everything else, it was a head scratch to me. Yeah, it was a 7,000 square foot home, but it was a head scratch. Why? It's $5.5 million. But I'm anxious to hear your opinions. See what you think. The second house is going for about $5.5 million. 5 beds, 6.5 baths, 80 to 100 square feet. It sits on 2 acres of land and was built in 2018. So let's take a Fantasy Dream Home virtual tour of this second beautiful home. Well, that was another fantasy dream home that it was a head scratch for me why it was $5.5 million. So I don't know if you noticed, but that home was only partially staged. I think it costs you big bucks. I mean, we basically have already proven. If you look at our Boston episode, we've basically proven that it can literally cost you millions of dollars to not have a home that's fully staged. And I'll give you some examples. We're going to go back real quick here. So it's got a beautiful, beautiful exterior, beautiful landscaping, no problem there. But you look at this kitchen, how plain it is. You got a couple of candle holders where candle holders wouldn't be. There's I realize that the real estate company probably is just absolutely struggling to put things in here. I don't know if that's design on the decor, but just everything is, these are, I mean, extremely plain bar stools. It just, everything here, and look at how empty the room is. Everything is white. So the Stepford wives live here, I guess, Absolutely everything is white. It's just not normal looking. Keep going. Completely empty. Completely empty. It. I'd be willing to bet this is costing them literally hundreds of thousands of dollars by not having it fully staged. Empty, empty, empty. It's everything just looks. It totally lacks definition and character. It looks very cold. Right there. Just it's all empty. So staging is so very important, and you gotta. There are staging companies that will literally fill up the entire house that are able to do it. You're gonna pay. You're gonna pay deeply, but it's worth it in the long run for the price that you're gonna get for the home versus what you're gonna lose for not having it staged. So, anyway, anxious to hear your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think of that home. Maybe you disagree. Maybe you thought the price is totally fair. But consider where we're at. We're in North Detroit, so 5.5 million. Just saying. Okay, so this third house is going for about $6.5 million. 6 bedrooms, 8 baths. It's about 10,500 square. It's almost 10,600 square feet. It sits on a lot that's about 11.47 acres, and it was built in 2005. And we always try to give credit to the architects, and the particular firm that built this house is Dominic Tringali Architects, and they're out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. So thanks for mentioning that. We always try to give them credit. And so let's take a virtual tour of this next fantasy dream home. fantastic drone shot there. Okay, so that was our third fantasy dream home. Now that one looked like it was worth the money in my opinion. $6.5 million approximately. Couple of comments I wanted to make. Sorry, I keep commenting here. I'm just gonna skip ahead. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. I love that dome. Just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's real center oriented. Beautiful wood paneling everywhere. Nice big tiles. I love the big painting right there. Little nook for the grandfather clock. Um, I mean, everything is gorgeous here. I absolutely love this wood panel ceiling. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now here's my comment, and there's not really a right reason or wrong reason or whatever or answer, but you notice that this wood floor is very rustic. It's intentionally supposed to be that way, and I love it. By the way, I love a wood floor like this. It's great looking. But my question to you is, does it match the paneling, which is very formal? This is more of a rustic, informal look, a country look, and this is more a formal look. And I don't think the two go together. I personally love this, and I love this, but I don't necessarily think that this goes with this. I'd be interested in hearing your opinion. So that was one thing. It's an absolutely beautiful home. There's so much wonderful detail. Look at that. I mean, look at that wallpapering design. Sponge paper. I don't even know what you call that, but it's just gorgeous. Look at the detailing up here. It's very beautiful. Gonna keep going. All right, now here's another thing. This home looks like it's partially staged. Does this look like a formal dining room set to you? I mean, are those plastic chairs? Those look like simple plastic chairs. And I can't tell what that table is that much. And then you got these two giant chairs at the ends. Just wondering what you thought there. Keep going here. There are a couple other things. This is gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful. Not really crazy about their furniture choices, but that's okay. Still a beautiful home. We're going to get to a spot here. So here's your theater room. Very formal looking. It's a gorgeous theater room. I'm wondering why these bumps are in the back of this couch right here. It's like a sectional, and I'm wondering if that's a motor for like a recliner. If it's like an automatic recliner, I'm just wondering why that sticks out. It's kind of bothers me a little bit. And you can see it right here too, and right there. You see how that sticks out? And the color choices, this is what makes me think it's partially staged. They brought this furniture in from the outside because there wasn't any furniture in this room. I don't know. They would. I'm out of my element here. This is more of an interior designers, interior decorators area of expertise. I don't claim to be an interior decorator. These are beautiful rooms. I mean, no doubt about it. A couple space usage things when you're looking at a house this big, it kind of makes me wonder. Real cool game room. These look original. They have that. Now here's one. What is this? So you have what appears to be like a dining nook back here, two high dining tables right here. I don't know what this is. This whole thing right here looks like a big waste of space to me. It's like, what is the point of this room? I don't know. Okay, so you got your wine cellar. Here's another one. Now this looks like a conversation nook, but to me now you're just trying to find ways to use space that wasn't really planned or that well planned. And maybe you disagree with me. I don't know what the heck this is. These are sinks, obviously, but then we cut away from that. Was that inside of a bathroom or something? Don't know. Or maybe there's a sauna behind there. That's a fault of the whoever took the photographs. They should have turned around and stood right here and shot it the other way. We can't tell what that room is. Gorgeous, no doubt about it. Interesting carpet choice. It looks like some you'd see in an area rug, but it works. Not complaining. This is kind of bizarre, but okay. Elevator, very elegant, and elevator that really matches the decor of the home. I like it. Long elevator. Um, yeah, and that's about it. So anxious to hear what you thought of that home. Overall, I really liked it. I thought it was definitely worth the money. Definitely would furnish it differently, but no, definitely a really cool home. Okay, so this fourth and final fantasy dream home is going for $10.5 million. 6 beds, 10 baths, 10,000 and change square feet. The lot size is about 1 3/4 acres. Built in 2003. Let's take a virtual tour of this next and final fantasy dream home. Okay, well, there were a lot of repeat pictures, especially of that swimming pool area. But I had to tell you, I mean, it was a palatial estate, 10,000 plus square feet. It looked every bit of it, and it looked like a $10.5 million home to me. It looked like it belonged in that price category. Anxious to hear your opinions. Just leave some comments. Okay, well, we thank you so much for watching Fantasy Dream Homes. We hope you liked it. We always want you to put some comments what you thought of the homes, which one you thought was your favorite, what you did or didn't like about them. And we urge you to keep watching. We need, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our Pinterest page. We put a lot of time in that Pinterest page. A lot of it's pinterest.com/fantasy dream homes. So thank you for watching, and like always, keep smiling, and we'll see you on the next Fantasy Dream Homes. Bye bye.